Drake is apparently about to drop new music after his beef with Kendrick, the first music release since that, and today we're gonna go over some hints as to what this might be and some weird theories about this beef continuing on even further after its alleged end. So let's jump straight into this. If you want to stay up to date with everything surrounding hip-hop, make sure to subscribe and also become a part of this community by joining our Discord server in the description. So we all know the Kendrick and Drake beef that went on until Kendrick eventually dropped Not Like Us, kind of closing the whole deal and making it known that he won the beef, and I'm obviously also on that side to say Kendrick won it, also considering the stuff that, you know, Drake has done since then. But still, it's kind of like the both of them went apart in this beef, and they both go on to drop their own songs, and we have this Kendrick appearance about to come up tomorrow on June 19th. I made a separate video on this about whether or not he's, you know, possibly announcing a new album at this pop-out show at the Kia Forum, June 19th. As I said, this is happening tomorrow. I'll keep y'all updated as soon as that is happening and as soon as we know what he announced there or what we will, you know, be getting in the future. But this is besides the point, because today we're talking about Drake and what he is doing after this beef has ended. Because none other than Drake, professional dick rider academics, no hate to academics, but it's obvious that he's on Drake's side and has always been. And aside from posting, you know, various Drake supporting statements on his social media and on his Twitter, he has, among other things, you might have seen this pop up on your newsfeed, also compiled this tweet of new Drake on the way on June 15th, so 3 days ago. Ever since then, obviously, we haven't gotten new Drake, and he was just telling us that new Drake was on the way. But what could Drake possibly have on the way? Shortly after they concluded the beef, Drake went on Instagram to post "Good Times, Summer Vibes Up Next," together with this image of this warrior against this army, apparently him against the industry or whatever he was trying to tell us with that. And he said "Good Times," kind of saying, okay, the beef is over, it was a good battle, but now we're on to the next thing, which would be Summer Vibes Up Next. And obviously since then it's became summer, and we're expecting new Drake, which obviously Academics is hinting at now too. Now we have to fundamentally question whether Academics is a trustworthy source when it comes to, you know, actually having reliable information about new music releases. We've had the whole Playboi Carti situation with him announcing dates in January that then never came true. He also recently addressed this on social media, saying that he has to reach out to Carti again to confirm it because they gave him 2 dates that then didn't end up being true. When it comes to Drake, though, I believe they are in contact, and, you know, Academics has some sort of a behind the scenes look as to what Drake is doing, and him also, you know, announcing this, I think means that something is up next, together with that story which says that something is up next. So something is up next. Now, we don't have any more info on this. We don't know if this is going to be a single or an EP, Scary Hours, whatever, that usually drops around the fall or winter time, but still could be, or whether this is going to be an entire album. But, you know, the last Drake album is not that far in the past. It was For All the Dogs in October of last year, and Drake at some point also expressed, you know, kind of like the readiness to go into somewhat of a hiatus and take some time off. But then immediately after that, he dropped Scary Hours 3, so that also wasn't really reliable from him, so we don't know if this actually means that he's going to be dropping an album. But if you consider that Kendrick is also working on an album, allegedly, as Terrace Martin also told us, and that he is maybe announcing it tomorrow, we could be in for an extended battle beyond the initial couple of diss tracks between the two. Now, there was this interesting theory that I don't think is going to be true, but it was sent to me by some of y'all on Instagram. Always love when y'all sent me stuff over there. But it says that apparently Drake and Kendrick Lamar will release albums on the same day in the coming weeks. This was also about 5 days ago when this person posted this, and apparently there were some people in both camps confirming this, but I don't think this is actually going to be happening. I think for that, they just don't have the coordination among the different teams to do this. If this did happen, though, it would mean an extended beef beyond the couple of diss tracks that we've had, and mean that probably we're going to have some sneak disses on either of those albums. Real quick, before we continue, make sure to hit up the first link in the description for my free newsletter. It comes every Sunday, and it goes over all the important things that happened in hip-hop over the past week for you not to miss out on anything if you don't watch all the videos, so make sure you sign up for that. So we don't know what this would imply if both of them actually drop their albums on the same day, but it is definitely something that I think is unlikely. And to give my personal opinion, I believe this beef is over. I don't think there's going to be anything more coming in the future, even though we've had some rumors that Drake sneak dissed Kendrick again on like a verse since then. But I think at this point we have to kind of close off the coffin for Drake on that beef and continue looking as to what comes in the future. I think Kendrick is going to drop an amazing album. We've just seen him really use this beef as well for his rollout by dropping Not Like Us, which is one of the highest streaming hip-hop songs of this year. So he has a lot of momentum going into this next release, while Drake, I think, will not commercially be affected by the beef as well. So whatever he decides to drop, whatever his summer vibes up next are, I think he's best off just leaving the beef in the past, because any further involvement in this will just make a fool of himself and will make him look like a clown, because he's still clinging on to that thing that he obviously lost and that he just wants to maybe have the last word in, which is kind of petty, but we know Drake is like that. But I think for him, if we know that new Drake music is on the way, it would be best to just drop this new album, whatever he has in store in us, those summer vibes, and just forget about the beef. He hasn't had the best track record with beefs from Pusha T and then Kendrick now. So in both cases, it was just the best decision for him to leave it in the past. I mean, on Scorpion, he also kind of subliminally addressed, the Pusha T beef by saying he wasn't hiding his son from the world, he was hiding the world from him. So he also a little bit went into the subject matter of the beef. We're likely going to see some of that on this new album as well. I just don't think it would be Drake if he doesn't in some way address this. But, I just hope that he leaves in the past and drops a new album. So DJ Academic saying new Drake is on the way. We have this theory of the both of them dropping on the same day, which I think is pretty much, is not going to happen. If that does happen and we see another escalation in this beef, I don't know what we're in for. That is going to be even more interesting than the beef already was. But as I said, there's only a very, very, very slim chance that will actually happen. But I want to know what y'all think about this. Do you actually think that is a viable option, that both of them are dropping on the same day? Or do you think that both of them are just better off leaving it in the past and just kind of closing that chapter and moving forward with their own career? For my part, I'm very hyped for tomorrow to see what Kendrick announces. So make sure you stay subscribed not to miss out when that happens and what he's announcing. But until then, I want to know what y'all think about this entire subject matter in the comments down below. If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media, and most importantly, join my Discord in the description. Until the next one, you'll have an incredible day, and y'all take care.